Hi, welcome. Thanks for watching and I appreciate you being here. This video is the regular monthly update video where I'm going to recap the previous month's finances. I'm going to give a money highlight, a debt update. I'm going to talk about the monthly challenge as well as anything that is coming up in the future. In these monthly videos, I discuss the overall budget outcome for our family and the largest spending categories that we've had. I also talk about any spending surprises, regrets, and money wins that I want to celebrate. And I talk about expected but irregular upcoming expenses, or if I'm lucky, unexpected income. On the debt side, I do provide a debt update where I talk about the progress that I'm making towards paying off the mortgage on the primary residence, as well as 2 of the rentals that we have that still have mortgages on them. Also, I have 1 car that has a car note, so I do provide an update on that as well. I also talk about monthly challenges. In the monthly challenge, I give a background for why I do the challenges and what they're about, a recap of the prior month's challenge, and I do the results, letting you know how I did. And then I announce what the next month's challenge is, and I try and give a prediction of how I think I'm going to do. Make sure you stick all the way to the end for any upcoming updates and videos that might be of interest to you about what we are doing with our finances. But first, here's a little bit about me. Hi, welcome to my channel, and I'm glad to have you here. Here's a little bit about my family. Our household consists of myself, my husband, and my toddler. My mom also lives with us, but she's not included in our finances. My husband and I both went to graduate school, but we no longer have student loan debt, fortunately. I work in banking and he works in aviation. I handle all of the family's finances, and I love my role as the self-appointed CFO. I love talking about all things money, making money, saving money, investing money, and optimizing my portfolio and my finances in general. I look forward to taking you on a wealth building journey with us. I hope you enjoyed the videos and the channel as a whole, and I look forward to getting to know you. I am very open, so feel free to send me messages at any time or starting conversations in the comment section below. Overall, for this month, we were actually under budget. For specific categories, we didn't do as well as we did in the previous month, but we were not over budget in any area, and we were under budget by $29 in the dining out category. Our top 3 largest categories totaled $5,660. Let's break it down and see what happened this month. The largest category is our mortgage. That is $2,700. That amount does include principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. All of that is escrowed. The second largest category is daycare. Daycare is $1,360. And then this month, the third largest category that we had was spring landscaping to the tune of $1,600. Compared to the month of April, our 3 largest category is up by over $1,000. More specifically, is up by $1,080. I find that typically our top 2 categories are fixed, that is the mortgage and the daycare bill, but category 3 tends to be seasonal. In the spring, landscaping is the largest category because we don't landscape throughout the winter, so they do a really big cleanup in the spring, and it is the first mow of the year. They also clean the gutters and put down mulch. Everything combined comes out to $1,600. Although we do still pay for some landscaping in the summertime, it is a very small expense compared to the first landscaping of the season. But we do have a third category that rises to the top in the summer. That is leisure and travel. If you are enjoying this video so far, don't forget to hit the like button so the algorithm knows that it's good. And of course, subscribe for more content. If you think any of the information that I provide here might be helpful to somebody else, be sure to share it with them. The weather is nicer, more people are on vacation, the days are longer, there's just simply more things to do, so that is when we tend to travel the most. As a result, I find that that tends to be our third largest category in the summertime. In the fall, the third largest category tends to be gifts. Not only do we have 2 birthdays in October, we also have a birthday in November, and on top of that, we also start planning for Christmas shopping and Christmas gifts early in the season so we can take advantage of any sales, any discounts, and any promotions that are running. Between meals, presents, or maybe even a day trip to get together with somebody, some form of gift giving tends to be our third largest category in the fall. And in the winter, given that I live in the Northeast, the heating costs are typically likely in the top 3. As far as our household spending, I did have a bit of a spending surprise. Where I live, every year we are required to pay excise taxes on our vehicles. Typically, the bill comes out at the same time every year. However, if you get a new car and they don't get the information on time from the registry of motor vehicle, they might send it to you at a later date. This year when I got the bill, I paid it and I thought everything was over. Well, it turns out that the new car that we purchased in December was not included in that bill. That bill was generated at a later date and I was not happy to see that. I should have known, but I completely forgot about it, so it was quite the unpleasant surprise. As far as spending regrets, this is the first time in a few months that I have one. This one is related to food waste. I was expecting to do some food prep this month so I could reduce my dining out costs. I got busy and I left a lot of that stuff sitting in the refrigerator. If I had planned ahead, I might have salvaged some of it by putting it in the freezer. Instead, some of it went bad and I had to throw it away. So not only did I spend money on groceries that I ended up tossing, I also ended up eating out anyway. It was very frustrating. But despite that waste and a lack of progress on my monthly challenge, I did end up being on budget, not just overall, but still in the food category. Even though I could have done better and I didn't save as much as I wish I had, I didn't go over budget, and that is enough for me to celebrate. I have 2 things that I'm expecting to happen next month. One is on the spending side and one is on the income side. Unfortunately, I doubt that whatever I'm gonna get on the income side is gonna be enough to offset the expense, but I guess it's better than nothing. The first thing that happened is that I actually need to spend $1,000 to repair a retaining wall at one of the rental properties. At this point, it is a safety issue and I have no choice but to take care of it as soon as possible. I did check with insurance, but that is not something that is covered because it wasn't an accident. It's considered normal wear and tear. I talked to the contractor and I believe what they're going to do is that they are going to take down the rocks that are unstable and they're going to try and rebuild them and put them back in place. Fortunately, it is a small section and it's only going to cost about $1,000. I'm also expecting to receive the quarterly SREC check. That is the check that I get every 3 months from selling my solar credits from the panels that are on my roof. I do have a video where I recorded my experience with the solar panels, the installation process, as well as the benefits that I've gotten from that. If you are interested, I will make sure that I link it in the description box below. Even though the checks come every 3 months, they are on a 6-month lag. So I am expecting that I'll be getting the check for the 4th quarter of 2021. Because the 4th quarter is clearly the winter, the days are shorter, it is colder, and of course there's the possibility that the snow was covering part or all of the panels for a portion of the season. I don't expect that check to be more than a couple $100s. That is it for household spending. Let's move on to the debt update. Here is how we did with debt this month. The mortgage on a primary residence is our largest debt. That is a fixed loan at 2.63%, and the remaining balance as of the last payment that I made in May was $403,208. That loan went down by $758. The second largest debt that we have is a mortgage on rental property number 1. That is a fixed loan at 3.75%. The remaining balance for that loan is $157,791. After paying the mortgage in May, that balance was lowered by $486. The third largest debt that we have is the mortgage on rental property number 2. That loan is fixed at 2.75%. The remaining balance on it is $113,422. That is a decrease of $557 for that loan. I did make a video where I talk about my experience as a rental property investor and the reasons why I don't think I'm going to follow my initial intention of expanding my rental property portfolio. If you're interested, I'm also going to link that video in the description box below. And finally, our fourth and smallest debt is a car note. That loan is fixed at 1.9%, and the remaining balance as of the end of May was $53,791. That represents a decrease of $838. If you're interested in knowing what kind of car we bought, what our experience is, and how we ended up with a car note, make sure you check that out because I will be linking it in the description box below as well. Combined, the total debt paydown for May of 2022 was $2,639. Okay, now it's time for the challenges. Before I talk about the May 2022 challenge, I want to give you some background and explanation on the challenges and why I do them. When I first joined YouTube in late 2021, one of the first videos that I made was towards the end of December, where I listed out all of the challenges that I wanted to execute throughout 2022. What I do is I pick 1 or 2 things that I want to achieve every month using the SMART goals principles. SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. All of the goals that I pick are related to personal finance in one way or another. Whether I'm trying to make sure that I'm paying attention to my credit, I'm spending less, saving more, finding ways to invest better or invest more, making sure that I have the right insurance in place for what I need. Everything in one way or another is related to personal finances. In the initial video, I list all of the challenges for the whole year. If you are interested, please make sure you check that out. I will link it in the description box below as well, and make sure you join me. Or if you want, you can just subscribe to watch my progress. I'm going to be doing them all year, and I will be setting new ones in December of this year for the upcoming year of 2023. With that said, the challenge for the month of May was to make sure that I do more meal prepping so I can cook more and eat out less. Every time I announce a challenge, I try and make a prediction of how I think I'm gonna do and why I think I'm gonna do well or I'm gonna do poorly. In this case, I was expecting to do well. I was expecting that challenge to be very easy for me because this year I did start already cooking more and eating out less. But I was surprised. The outcome was that I actually failed. This was the first time that I failed a challenge in several months. And not only that, this is the first time ever since I've been doing that challenge that I overestimated my ability to complete it. Earlier, I talked about food waste. I shopped for food and the food went bad before I could cook it because I got busy and I didn't properly store it. Some of the stuff could have been salvaged if I had decided to freeze it rather than just leave it in the refrigerator. It also got hot, so dining out became more attractive than standing in front of a hot stove. And on top of that, my husband went on a couple of work trips, which left me with less help with my child and made me more tired. The annoying part is that none of this was unplanned, so I really could have found ways to work around them. So sadly, I get a big fat F for the month of May challenge. It's still early in the year. I had my pity party. I'm gonna pull myself up and I'm gonna keep it moving. The next month challenge is a mid-year review. The purpose of the mid-year review is to make sure that you are progressing and you are meeting your goals. If you are, you can celebrate and you can keep doing what you're doing. And if you're not meeting your goals, that's fine. We all make mistakes and we all fall behind. But you are gonna have 7 more months or 6.5 months to adjust to make sure that you achieve the things that you want to do by the end of the year. There is still time. That's why I like to do a mid-year review. That way, if you've been doing well, you can track it. And if you haven't been doing so well, there is enough time for you to correct the course. This time, I hope I'm not wrong like I was last time, but I am going to predict that I will do well in the challenge and I will be successful. The reason why I think that is because it's easy as I am already tracking my finances. Evidently, in order for me to be able to make these videos, I have to track them and I have to track them well enough. So I'm already halfway there because I know what's coming in and I know what's going out. As far as the next update that I'm going to provide is going to be my cash flow for the month of May. That is the zero-based budget. How much money came in, how much money went out, and how I made sure I put every dollar to work. This update video that you're watching right now is a general update. That one gives you the status of the overall budget and the debt progress. This update doesn't tell you much about the cash flow. For example, you know what my top 3 largest categories were, and you know if I went over or under budget. But in total, you don't know how much came in or how much came out. In the zero-based budget videos, I discuss in detail how much we bring in after taxes, insurance, and retirement contributions, the different streams of income that we have, how we save, how we spend, and how we invest until we make sure that the balance is zero and all of the money that comes in is busy doing something else. The goal for the zero-based budget is to optimize your money by making sure that every dollar gets put to work. I'll be linking all of the prior month's update videos in the description box, but be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications if you're interested in finding out how money moves in our household. I appreciate you making it this far with me, but I want to hear from you. How did you do on your budget in May? Did you meet all of your goals or did you fall short? If you had some wins, please make sure you share them in the comment section below so we can celebrate with you. If you fell short, that's okay. You can still share anyway because we might be able to give you some words of encouragement. If you have any questions about my family's finances, please post them below and I will make sure I answer them. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you in the next one. I would like to continue sharing my thoughts on all things money with you. So I would appreciate it if you could help out the channel by liking this video and sharing it with anyone you think might benefit from it. If you want to see more content, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can know when new videos come out. I'll see you in the next one.